Hey everyone, how's it going? On May 19th, we got the big royal wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And what I'm going to show in this video is how this wedding was scripted by what is called gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words and phrases. Not only this is scripted, every single day our mainstream media is scripted this way. Our sports leagues are absolutely scripted this way. Our told history is scripted this way. Everything is done by this script. And there are people in this world who understand this script. They understand how to manipulate it. And they're using it to their advantage to rule over the general population. People such as the Freemasons and the Jesuits are part of these people. And this wedding was an absolute tribute to both of them groups, the Jesuits and the Freemasons. Supposedly, you're not supposed to be able to be a Freemason if you're a Catholic, but yet Pope Francis, the leader of the Catholic Church, before he was the Pope, even has pictures of him doing the Freemasonic hidden hand pose. So these two groups are intertwined. They both understand this ancient technology, ancient system of things, and they're using it to rule over us. So, with that being said, check out some links in the description, and you'll learn how to apply what I'm talking about. You can check it. It won't even take very long if you just check everything I've documented. You can check out my thousands of other videos, my, thousands of other people's videos, blog posts, our whole world, and our whole told history and everything else is all by this system. So, what I first noticed about this wedding was Meghan Markle, her birthday is August 4th, which is important to the Jesuits. I'll get to that in a minute, but just notice her birthday, August 4th. And if you go from her birthday or from the wedding to her birthday, it's a span of 2 months and 16 days. And in gematria, her full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, just so happens to equal 216. So this wedding comes 2 months, 16 days before her birthday, a lot like 216, and her full name equals 216. August 4th, her birthday, also just so happens to be the 216th day of the year. And she married Prince Henry of Wales, that equals 216. And she's also known as the American Royal because she's from the United States. American Royal equals 216 in gematria. And I also put in here, don't forget that Prince William, who is Prince Harry's brother, he got married on June 21st, which in the UK they even write the date as 21/6. So, no doubt, Meghan Markle was probably chosen at birth, to be born and bred to be married into the royal family for the script that is going on now. Just as Donald Trump was selected to be the president, 20 years or more before he became the president. He was selected. Your vote didn't matter. Your vote didn't count. Donald Trump was going to be the president way before the election. It was already pre-planned out. So remember, Meghan Markle's birthday is on 8/4, a lot like 84. If you go from Prince Harry's birthday to the day they got married, it's a span of 8 months and 4 days. Once again, a lot like 84. And if you write out 216, that even equals 84. I'll just show you really quick. 216, it equals 84 in gematria. Oh, the odds. So Meghan Markle born on 8/4. This wedding comes 8 months and 4 days after Prince Harry's birthday. 216 equals 84. Prince Harry was born in the year 84. If you write out what Meghan Markle's official name is now, or title, it's Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, that equals 84 in gematria. And this number is also really important because Prince Harry's mother was a big topic in this wedding, Princess Diana, who died in 1997, and she died absolutely synced up to Queen Elizabeth, which I'll talk about later on, but Princess Diana in gematria equals 84. Queen Elizabeth II equals 84 in gematria. And Meghan Markle is related to the royals through the Bose family, which is interesting because Queen Elizabeth's mother was named Elizabeth as well, Elizabeth Lyons Bose. And can you guess when her birthday was? August 4th, 8-4. Oh, the odds, you know? In regards to the United States, even with 84, United States got its independence supposedly from from England when King George III was the president. United States of America equals 84. Revolutionary War equals 84. George III equals 84. Louisiana Purchase equals 84. Thomas Jefferson equals 84. It's an important number to the United States. It's really important to these royal family members who are really synced up to the Jesuits and Freemasonry. The word Jesuit equals 84. Pope Francis, born on a date numerology of 84. He's supposedly the first Jesuit pope, although, he's tied into Freemasonry. And remember in 2016, before Donald Trump became the president, in that summer, or the spring leading into the summer, we had the Invictus Games that Prince Harry is the one who founded them, and they had a whole bunch of articles about Prince Harry and Barack Obama. Obama in Gematria equals 84. And guess when Obama's birthday was? August 4th, 8/4. So definitely super important, synced up. And like I said, the word Jesuit equals 84. Remember, Pope Francis visited the United States when Obama was the president. He went to Washington, D.C. That is, that's the headquarters of the Freemasons. Our nation's independence was founded on Freemason. Another interesting thing in regards to the Jesuits is that if you write out Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, it equals 312 in reverse, which is an interesting number I've been talking about with North Korea and also the Jesuits. The Korean War supposedly lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. Kim Jong-un's birthday is 3 months, 12 days after the Jesuit anniversary. The word Pope equals 312. Pope Francis's real name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio. That equals 312 in reverse. Even this is the 477th year of the Jesuits. If you write out 477, it equals 312. They were founded by Ignatius of Loyola, and also Francis Xavier, who some people say Pope Francis got his name from. Ignatius of Loyola became a saint on March 12th, 3/12, and Francis Xavier died on December 3rd, which in most parts of the world they read it as 3/12. So it's just an important number. Just wanted to point that out in regards to the Jesuits, North Korea. Donald Trump's supposedly going to be meeting Kim Jong-un on 6/12, which is the anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting. And if you recall, the Invictus Games were in Orlando, where the Pulse nightclub shooting happened. So, and then Prince Harry even wrote a letter, I think, to the Orlando mayor and a bunch of stuff. He was connected to the Pulse nightclub shooting in regards to the Invictus Games. Now this year we got the Valentine's Day massacre that was 612 days after the Orlando nightclub shooting on 6/12. And it was in the same area even. The word Valentine equals 6/12. Pope Francis and Kim Jong-un supposedly meeting on 6/12. So that's why I wrote this in here. But another interesting thing about Princess Diana too is Princess Diana died at the age of 36. And now we have Prince Harry marrying Meghan Markle, who is the age of 36. And that sticks out for a few reasons. Pope Francis was born in the year 36. The 36 triangular number is 666, a number that pretty much everybody knows, even if you have no idea what I'm talking about yet. But the 36 triangular number, 666, and if you take 6 times 6 times 6, that equals 216, which is interesting, right? Because of all the 216 I just talked about in the very beginning. Meghan Markle's birthday being on the 216th day, which is 8/4. Think about the Jesuits and Jesus and whatever else, just think about it. 666, the number of a man, the number of a beast. So, in regards to Freemasonry, another thing that stuck out to me instantly was that this wedding happened on the 139th day of the year, which the word Freemasonry equals 139. And if you write out royal wedding, it equals 137 and also 187 in reverse. The reason that 137 is important is because it's the 33rd prime number. And Prince Harry is currently 33 years old. The word wedding equals 33. Remember, 33 is the highest degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. George Washington, Washington, D.C., named after him, was a 33rd degree Freemason. The headquarters of Freemasonry is even in Washington, D.C., and it has 33 pillars outside that are all 33 feet tall. And this number 137, it's more important because if you write out Washington, D.C., even in Gematria, Washington, D.C., it equals 137, just like the 33rd prime. If you write out government, it equals 137. White House equals 137. The 33rd prime, the odds. 33 is really important to all of this ancient spiritualism, ancient technology. It goes back to the Kundalini and the chakras and the 33 vertebrae that are in your back. And think about the Freemasons, who are all about foundation and building, and think about your spine in regards to foundation. The word person equals 33, people equals 33, society equals 33. So it's a really important number in regards to Freemasonry and just people in general. This other number with royal wedding, 187 in reverse, what the Jesuits, their technical name or formal name is Society of Jesus. That equals 187. And of course, George Washington in Gematria equals 187. Let's show you really quick. George Washington, 187 in Gematria. And in regards to Freemasonry, if you read out what they call it in the United States, Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, that equals 187. You just can't make this stuff up. So, just pointing out, that's why it was on the 139th day of the year, and royal wedding syncs up to the number 137 because it's the 33rd prime number. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's birthday is also 42 days apart. The word Jesuit equals 42 and reverse reduced. And the word Freemason equals 42. Their birthdays are 42 days apart. I mean, you can go way back, New Testament equals 42, and it starts off with the 42 generations leading up to Jesus. And he was born in Bethlehem in Judea. That equals 142. If you're at 42, it equals 142. Just Bethlehem, I think, equals 42. It was in Matthew. Math equals 42. The Bible is all about math. Stems back to the Jews, too, and the Torah, the first 5 books that have a total of 187 chapters. Also notice that their birthdays are 1 month, 11 days apart, which is interesting because Queen Elizabeth II, born on the 111th day of the year, it's 1 month and 11 days. So, just interesting. So now that you understand that that was all by a certain code, and it was all synced up to the Jesuits and the Freemasons, I've also talked a lot about themes, and if you pay enough attention to the media, there's themes that go along with this, and if you understand Gematria, you understand more of what the themes are connected to. And one of the big things at this wedding was that the choir played the song Stand By Me. I just want to show a little clip here just to prove that the choir at the wedding played the song Stand By Me. We'll just... Well, who knows? I can barely hear it, so you probably can't hear it either. But you can just search this for yourself and find Stand By Me at the Royal Wedding. And if you've been following my channel clear back in October, I noticed this theme in the media, how they had a bunch of Corey Feldman stuff in regards to being molested, and Corey Feldman, of course, in the movie Stand By Me. And they also had Jerry O'Connell, the fat kid from Stand By Me. He was on the Wendy Williams show when she was dressed up like the Statue of Liberty, and she collapsed on Halloween. And Halloween just so happened to be the anniversary of River Phoenix dying. River Phoenix, another kid in the movie Stand By Me. And there was also a bunch of stuff about Marilyn Manson going on, and Marilyn Manson used to date Rose McGowan, who was in the news for Harvey Weinstein, and also, yeah, that's what she was in the news for, and also for some type of drug charge, right? And I noticed that she was in the cult called Children of God that River Phoenix was in. So I knew there was something going on with the film Stand By Me that they were wanting you to see. And I said the only people that are missing are Will Wheaton and also Kiefer Sutherland. And Will Wheaton just so happened to be on The Big Bang Theory just a few days later. He hadn't been on there for over a season. He was on The Big Bang Theory, the TV show. And then on November 5th, just whatever, 5 days after I had documented about it, there was the Sutherland Springs church shooting, and that was connected to Marilyn Manson as well. So I was following this theme of Stand By Me, and then we got the Sutherland Springs church shooting. There's even an article on Fox News about Will Wheaton saying that people prayed and it didn't matter. People still died in the Sutherland Springs church shooting, that it was a big deal, right? So there was a Will Wheaton story and something to do with Sutherland, and I was talking about Will Wheaton and Kiefer Sutherland. And if you don't believe me, let me find a deal of it here. On the final 2 episodes of this season of The Big Bang Theory, that was all about Sheldon and Amy getting married, right? Think about that in regards to the royal wedding and the film Stand By Me. But on that show, they brought Sheldon's brother. He's never been on the show before. He just so happened to be played by Jerry O'Connell. So he's right here. This is Sheldon's brother on the show. They brought him back just for the wedding episodes, and he also showed up to the wedding. And he's even from Texas, the Houston area, and whatever else. And then we got the Santa Fe shooting and a bunch of stuff. But Will Wheaton was supposed to be the guy who announced their wedding and like said you can kiss the bride and do the ring stuff, right? But then Howard on the show ended up getting Luke Skywalker, so Will Wheaton was just at the wedding and he didn't actually do that. But just think about that. They were, once again, showing us the film Stand By Me at the wedding. And now with the royal wedding, we have the song Stand By Me being played for, why? They want us to see Stand By Me. In regards to Stand By Me, I even talked a lot about how it was synced up to the NFL and not standing during the national anthem, and how it was connected to Charles Manson, who believed in the helter-skelter theory about the blacks rising up. And then, not even a month later, Charles Manson died. And at the Super Bowl, we had a Budweiser commercial with the girl named Skylar Grey singing Stand By Me. So it was about Budweiser putting water in their cans. And, what are the odds of that? Stand By Me, this very specific song, this very specific movie, they're using it in these mainstream media articles as a theme. So, in regards to this wedding, I just looked up the film Stand By Me again, because I wondered when it came out for sure, and possibly I was missing something. And I noticed that it came out on August 8th of 1986, 8-8, which is an interesting number in regards to Queen Elizabeth and Donald Trump. The word Elizabeth equals 88, the word London equals 88, Trump equals 88. And if you remember, Donald Trump came out to the Queen song, We Are the Champions, 88 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. And at his Republican National Convention in Cleveland, just after Cleveland won the NBA Finals in 2016, which is a whole nother topic because of the, oh man, it's crazy right now because they just passed the thing about not standing, or the NFL players have to stand now, otherwise they'll be fined. And that was synced up to LeBron James calling Donald Trump "you bum." But I'll make a separate video on this. But anyway, Elizabeth 88, London 88, Trump 88 at his Republican National Convention, which was 88 days on 18/7, like 187. Donald Trump came out to the song by Queen, "We Are the Champions," that equal 84. Remember all the 84 from above? And Donald Trump also became the president 187 days later, after 18/7. His birthday is 187 days before Pope Francis's. Donald Trump went to Fordham University, which is a Jesuit university. Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope. And also, we just recently have had stories about Kanye West supporting Donald Trump, right? Remember in 2015, Kanye West went to Glastonbury because the Foo Fighters couldn't go or whatever. And Kanye West sang the song, the Queen song, where he says, Bohemian Rhapsody, I just killed a man, put a trigger to his head. I have videos on it from 2015, and I've been saying everything is connected to 2015 to this year. But, just think about that. And Kanye West also said he was going to run for president at one point in time. Kanye West synced up to the Queen as well, because when he got on stage with Beyonce, that was all about the Queen. They even started calling Taylor Swift the Queen and whatnot 2 years later at one of the VMAs. And Beyonce Knowles equals 168, Taylor Swift equals 168, Queen Elizabeth II equals 168, Cleveland Cavaliers equal 168. Just think about that in regards to Trump's National Convention in Cleveland just after the Cleveland Cavaliers win the NBA Finals. But anyway, in regards to 88, yet again, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced their engagement 8 months and 8 days before her birthday on 8/4. 8 months and 8 days. Remember Brexit too? I put in just a side note here. Brexit equals 84 in Gematria, and it came 138 days before the U.S. election that Donald Trump won. Donald Trump equals 138. Queen Elizabeth's real name, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor, equals 138. And Brexit happened on the date of 6/23, June 23rd. And the big deal is they were leaving the European Union. European Union equals 623 and satanic. And the vote was on 6/23. And then just after that, we had the Prime Minister Cameron. He was going to leave, and the media kept giving us stories of this guy Boris Johnson, who looks really close to Donald Trump. Actually, I'm going to find a picture of him just to prove what I'm saying. Boris Johnson. Look at this guy. They kept putting stories of him in the media about possibly being the new prime minister right after Brexit and whatnot. And then Donald Trump becomes the president, synced up to Brexit. All by the numbers. His birthday's even June 19th, which is the same day the Cleveland Cavaliers won the NBA Finals. King James won the NBA Finals on the real King James birthday. It is a joke. June 19th is even the day that the lady who told LeBron to shut up and dribble, that was her birthday as well. So all synced up by the numbers. So I was sitting here trying to figure out what's the big deal with Stand By Me again? What is the big thing? And I looked up Jerry O'Connell and I noticed he was born on the 48th day of the year, which, by the way, in reverse reduction, Freemason equals 48. But 48 is this really important number that recently I've been mentioning. I keep seeing 48 like crazy. August 4th can even be written as 4/8. And I was just trying to picture out what's going on with this thing. O'Connell born on 48. I remember a long time ago, I talked a lot about Prince Charles and how he was born in the year 48. And last year, or 2016, when Donald Trump won the election, It was just before the closest supermoon since the year 1948, and it just so happened to fall on Prince Charles's birthday, November 14th, and that was just after the Indians lost in the World Series, who hadn't won a World Series since the year 48. Donald Trump equals 48. He wants to build the wall. Wall equals 48. We're told he wins the election on the anniversary of the Berlin Wall coming down. The construction of the Berlin Wall began on Fidel Castro's birthday, 13/8, a lot like 138, right? Donald Trump equals 138, 48. But Cleveland, who lost the World Series that year, also equals 48 in gematria. And what I documented was that Prince Charles was born in the year 48, and Charles is the kings during the English Civil War. It started with King Charles I, who was King James's son. And that's why LeBron James won the NBA Finals, because a Cavalier was a follower of King Charles during the English Civil War. But anyway, King Charles I died at the age of 48, and Charles II in gematria equals 48. And then Prince Charles, who would become King Charles III if Queen Elizabeth dies, he was born in the year 48. So I knew there was this connection with 48. So I just retyped in King Charles III, and it just so happens to equal 624 in Satanic Gematria. And if you come to my video channel, let me see here. I literally just made a video talking about this specific number, saying there's something with this number. I'm trying to figure it out. 624, this big number. So I'll leave a link in the description. But 624, King Charles III equals 624. I've been saying in 2015, a big deal I was talking about was I thought Queen Elizabeth II would die. And everything seems to be synced up to this year. So possibly she's going to die this year. There's definitely something to do with 624 that I've been talking about. And the odds that King Charles III would equal that are, it's no coincidence. I also pointed out if you go from June 24th, 624, to Prince Charles's birthday, it's 4 months and 21 days. Queen Elizabeth born on 4/21. And then that obviously that means that if you go from her birthday to King Prince Charles's birthday, it's a span of 6 months, 24 days. A lot like 624 yet again. It's also 207 days. The word Charles equals 207. Stand By Me coming out on August 8th is also important because August 8th is the 220th day of the year. And Prince Charles equals 220. Donald John Trump equals 220. It's this big number I've talked about recently too. Donald Trump was supposed to meet the Mexican president, and the Mexican president called him on February 20th, 220. And then the media gave us a story about it 220 days after the Mexican president's birthday. Vladimir Putin equals 220. And the last two main stories we got about him were 220 days after his birthday and 220 days before his next birthday. If you go from June 24th to Prince Harry's birthday, span of 84 days, remember the wedding was 8 months, 4 days after his birthday. He married a girl that was born on 8/4. It's also 2 months, 23 days, which is 223 is the 48th prime number. James equals 48 in gematria. I think James equals 223 in Satanic as well. Without the end date, if you go from June 24th to Meghan Markle's birthday, it's 1 month, 11 days. Once again, reminding me of Queen Elizabeth. With the end date, it's 42, and her birthday's 42 days before Prince Harry's. Freemason 42. There was another song that was played there called This Little Light of Mine at that wedding. And I don't know, I was just thinking about Wendy Williams collapsing dressed as the Statue of Liberty holding the light, right? I don't know. I'm just trying to gather some thoughts and figure out what the actual theming, what the purpose is, But in the song Stand By Me, he says, and the moon is the only light we'll see. And he talks about the mountains crumbling into the sea. So something to do with light. Light equals 231 and satanic. The Statue of Liberty equals 231. Will Wheaton's name equals 231. Benny King's real name equals 231. National anthem equals 231. All of these things are interrelated. If you know gematria, eventually I'm going to be able to figure all of this out before it happens every single time, you know? I was also thinking about how Prince, the singer, in 2016 died on Queen Elizabeth's birthday. Remember they had Niagara Falls purple, right? Think about Prince, the singer. Also, they tried saying it was for Queen Elizabeth, but Niagara Falls is where Prince's old girlfriend Vanity was from, and Vanity had died, what, like 46 days before, or 67 days before, and man, it's just craziness. On the 44th day, and I can't even remember it all, but blood sacrifice equals 67. And in regards to North Korea, there's something with North Korea that's special to all of this. And remember, Dennis Rodman went to North Korea by the numbers. And a long time ago, I made a video or somewhere I talked about how there was a celebrity death match where Prince Charles fought Prince, the singer, but also on that episode, Dennis Rodman fought Michael Jordan. So, I don't know, Jordan's been really important to multiple things I've been talking about this year with Valentine's. Jordan was also born on the 48th day of the year. He owns the Charlotte Hornets. The Carolinas are named after King Charles. So there's definitely something going on with it. You know, he's synced up to earthquakes like no other. And so also I just redocumented some stuff because I wanted to show, if people are still listening, Princess Diana and Queen Elizabeth and how they're connected by the numbers. Princess Diana died, or she was born on 7/1, and her real name was Diana Spencer, that equals 71. And her birthday just so happens to be 7 months, 17 days after Prince Charles's birthday, a lot like 71, and frontwards and backwards. And now Prince Charles is married to Princess Camilla, whose birthday is July 17th, 717. 717 of 1917, 71717. That was the day the House of Windsor was established, that Queen Elizabeth is still part of, but when she dies, it will become the House of Mountbatten Windsor. So it will end with her. So what are the odds, you know? Prince Charles's first wife, her birthday 7 months and 17 days after his, and then he marries a girl, a new one, who was born on 7/17, and 7/17 is when the House of Windsor was established in the year 17. Anyway, in regards to all that, so Princess Diana born on 7/1, Diana Spencer, her name equals 71. She died 132 days after Queen Elizabeth's 71st birthday, and Princess Diana in Gematria equals 132 as well. And Elizabeth became the queen 132 days after the Jesuit anniversary. Catholic Church equals 132. Just the word Catholic equals 71. United States of America also equals 132. House of Mountbatten Windsor equals 132. Pointed out the royal wedding this year was also 104 days before the anniversary of Diana's death. And if you read out 132, it equals 104. It was also 3 months and 12 days. And remember, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex equals 312, that number connected to the Jesuits. Also, if you look at Meghan Markle's mother, her name's Doria Ragland. And what's funny is that, you know, she's black and her dad's white, right? So that's part of the narrative that they've really been trying to do, this division stuff, since Obama's been the president, and it's really built up with Donald Trump, the supposed racist president, right? But notice that her mom was born in Cleveland, like the 216 area code. That's why Cleveland is so important to Meghan Markle as well. Cleveland, the 216 area code. Her mom's name equals 59 in Gematria. Like, what are the odds? Everything about black people's 59, slave, Negro, equal 59. Cotton Picker equals 59. Michael Jordan equals 59. Motown Records came out in the year 59. February, Black History Month, normally ends on the 59th day of the year. I mean, I can go on and on and on. 59, a really important number to, you know, it's the Civil War, slavery. Civil War even supposedly came to an end on 5/9. I think it began 59 days after Abraham Lincoln's birthday even. But she's born in Cleveland, and now it says that she's been living in a house since 2011 that is in View Park, Windsor Hills, California. You know, what are the odds she's living in a place that has Windsor in the name, and that's Queen Elizabeth's real name, Windsor, right? The House of Windsor. Since 2011, way before she even knew Prince Harry. Oh, the odds. A few other things, too, in regards to just the royal family. I was trying to recap on some of my old thoughts. Prince Charles is currently 69 years old, and the big deal with him was all about the moon as well, right? The super moon on his birthday in 2016. And that synced up to the moon landing in the year 1969 and the time of the astrological symbol Cancer that looks like a 69, and that's why David Bowie died at the age of 69. We had the Falcon Heavy launch connected to David Bowie and whatnot. So Charles is 69. If you read out Charles III, it equals 69. They also were speculation that if he becomes the king, he won't be King Charles III due to the negative connotations from the Civil War, the English Civil War, and he might become King George VII instead. That also equals 69 in Gematria, also 84. And in regards to Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana and the number 71, he became the Prince of Wales like 10 years before, but his investiture, where they actually really crown him, or I can't remember what it exactly is, but his investiture of being the Prince of Wales was on 7/1 of the year 69. Also, I talked about Benjamin Netanyahu being 69 years old and a ton of stuff. World War III equals 69. The Hawaii earthquake, that was a 6.9. There's a lot of stuff, and it's important that Prince Charles is 69 years old right now. His name in Jewish gematria even equals 404, just like Pope Francis, just like King James. Remember, Pope Francis arrived in America at 4:04 p.m. in the 404th year after the King James Bible was written. 404. The King James Bible, Revelation has 404 chapters, I believe, or 404 verses, not chapters. Also, Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth's husband, Prince Charles's father, he's exactly 1,776 days older than Elizabeth II. And just think about that in regards to the nation's independence, 1776. She became queen in 52, right, at the age of 25. 74 days before her birthday, 74 days before July 4th, 7/4. And the word queen equals 26, and also 62 the big way. She was born in the year 26, and she became queen on 2/6, coronated on 6/2. So, lots of interesting stuff with her. But she became the queen in the 175th year of the United States. 6/24, 175th day of the year. Diana Frances Spencer equals 175. Pope Francis, 175. The word Pope, 175. Even, I think NASA equals 175. And think about Diana, who is the moon goddess. And, in the song Stand By Me, moon is the only light we'll see. In regards to the Jesuits and the Great American Eclipse, it was 8 months and 4 days before or after Pope Francis's birthday. And Diana also died 21 years ago this year. So the anniversary will be the 21st anniversary. The word moon equals 21. She died on 31/8. Prince Charles's birthday is on the 318th day of the year. Supposedly 318 mentions of the return of Jesus in the New Testament. It's the supposed God number in the TV show called Touch. That's all about what I'm talking about here. Prince William also got married 7 years, 20 days before Harry. But like the anniversary of the moon landing, 7/20. I was thinking about Corey Feldman in regards to Michael Jackson, right? The Moonwalker. Also has the song Dirty Diana. He's the king of pop. Think about it, too. The guy who wrote Stand By Me, the guy who wrote the book, the body that it was based off of, was Stephen King. And the guy who sings the song is Ben E. King. Sounds a lot like Ben a King. So I feel like they're foreshadowing us a lot of King stuff. When Isaiah Thomas's sister at basketball died last year, a big thing was all about the King symbolism, and you got LeBron King James and the 216 area code. So they're definitely showing us a whole bunch of interrelated things. But this wedding was absolutely synced up to the Jesuits, synced up to Freemasonry. Lots of theming going on. Feel like I'm forgetting something. I think earlier in the video I said Prince William got married on this day, but he's born on that day. So we'll just end it there. I feel like I made my point. Definitely something with that film Stand By Me, also the song Stand By Me. There's something really important, and there's a big reason that maybe I'm not seeing the bigger picture yet. But they're still bringing it up connected to everything I was talking about. I'll leave a bunch of links in the description. You can check out the playlist that I was talking about. So have a good one. Peace.